Curtis Ellis is with us, former advisor to the Trump campaign on trade. Now, look, Curtis, the president's fighting a trade war, it seems to me, on virtually all fronts. It's a dangerous situation, isn't it?
It's dangerous for those on the other side.
Not dangerous for us?
No. I don't think guacamole is going to become a luxury item like caviar anytime soon as a result of the president's action.
Well, you can't be flip about it, Curtis. You can't. All kinds of manufacturing companies will have their supply chain interrupted if these tariffs are imposed.
These tariffs, you have to remember, let's go back to the basics. These tariffs are optional taxes. If you make things in the United States, you don't pay a tariff. We are simply going back at the worst case scenario. By worst case, I put it in quotes. We're going back to status quo ante. What things were like in America in the 1970s, before NAFTA in the 1980s, when things were made here. We can have our supply chains within the United States. That would be the most extreme case. Right now, we see businesses leaving China, going to Indonesia, Cambodia, et cetera, bringing production back to the Western Hemisphere so that when they make T-shirts and they make clothing, they're sourcing textiles and cotton that's grown in the United States instead of Kazakhstan. This is all a good thing.
Okay. Now, why should China do a deal now if they think that if they do a deal and sign it, the president could turn around and reimpose tariffs if he doesn't like something?
Well, I don't think it's up to China to decide how we run our economy. Look, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which is what the president has used to impose these tariffs on Mexico, has been on the books since 1962. I don't think it's up to China to write our laws for us.
But it's up to China to decide whether or not they get back into these trade talks.
That's right. And if they choose not to, if they decide it's in their national interest not to make a trade deal with the United States, they have every right to make that decision.
So you're comfortable. You're comfortable with this. The imposition of tariffs all over the place. You're comfortable with this.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, because this is what the United States is supposed to do. Look out for America first. Congress will not act to enforce our border. If we don't have a border, we don't have a country. And that's the end of the game right there.
However, before we get too carried away with this,
yes,
it is quite possible that Mexico will suggest something that it can do, and those tariffs will not be imposed. I mean, that's not out of the question, is it?
Not at all. And it would be a very sad commentary if Mexico does more to enforce the U.S. border than the U.S. Congress has done.
But it would be a difficult case of face, wouldn't it? If Mexico backs down, they lose face. If Xi Jinping backs down or in any way looks like he's softening, he loses face.
Mexico has always enforced its southern border. It does not want an influx of poor migrants from Salvador and Guatemala. It has never allowed that before. Okay. It should not allow Mexican territory to be used as a transit avenue to the United States, and they can very easily stop this.
Okay, so you are defending hardline Trump. You're defending what we've got right now.
Absolutely.
Curtis, thank you very much for joining us. Seriously, it's a very important day, and we're glad you're with us.
Thank you.
Okay.